What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about the top 5 squeeze stocks to add to your watch list for this upcoming week. So I'm going to go over all that, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. And as well, I'm going to be adding a +1, one that isn't top 5, but I do feel that has all the fundamentals to have a fairly good squeeze. So I'm going to go over that as well. But starting off with some data points, there's 2 things to really watch for, and one of which is on Wednesday. That is ADP non-farm employment. Forecast is 128,000, which is very optimistic. And on Friday, non-farm payroll, which forecast is around 175,000. So 2 data points, very hot topics linked to consumers. So the Feds are going to be watching those like a hawk. And if positive, then the market is going to take that and continue to run. And as well, it's going to piggyback, I think in general, off the optimism that's going to roll over from last week. So that might be a positive thing. When it comes down to companies unveiling their earnings, there's a couple heavy hitters such as NIO, there's GameStop, C3 AI, Lululemon, but none of which I do feel has influence on the broader market to really cause people kind of to be on edge. Obviously, I think a lot of people are going to be watching GameStop for a squeeze, but spoiler alert, it is not GameStop on my list for the top 5, nor my +1. Just the fundamentals aren't necessarily there. Some people are going to really hate me and disagree with me about that, and so be it. But I'm going to start off with number 5, work down, then I'll go over my +1. So starting off, it is this, so CAVA Group or CAVA Group, and it hasn't really been trading all too long, but shorts have really gone into this company quite significantly. Over the last 1 month, it is up 15.82%, and based on Friday alone, which every growth stock was really rallying, it has gone up 6.5%. And a little bit more of a breakdown on what this company actually does. It does say that it owns and operates a chain of Mediterranean restaurants. The company offers salads, dips, spreads, toppings, and dressings. So not that crazy. So no doubtably, this is why probably shorts have really been starting to get in on this company, just as you can kind of see based on this description. But then again, I'm not a financial advisor. You guys always do your own due diligence. And also on a side note, if you are looking for a lot of good compiled information, such as press releases, SEC filings, transcripts from any of the previous earnings or presentations, then take a look at Seeking Alpha Premium. I do have a 7-day free trial for you in the description below and also comments. So having all this information does definitely help as far as to cut out a lot of unnecessary legwork. But like I said, a lot of these companies are on here because of just the short squeeze and the score. So starting off, utilization 75.9, short score is 94.96. Based on Friday, shorts did increase 226.62 thousand shares, 22.53% of the free float is being shorted, and 11.28 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is currently 310.92 thousand, and through Interactive Broker, short availability does indicate that there's around 35,000 shares available to be shorted. So they don't really have that much ammunition, and based on this information and how I analyze it, by them increasing on a green day, because I think it was up 6.5%, it goes to show that they feel that it's not really justified. But like I said, with a lot of good data points coming out this week and some positive momentum rolling over from last week, this stock definitely could do some pretty exciting things. So stock number 4, so just moving on from that, the Lion Electric Company, tickers LEV. Over the last 1 year, down 36.7%, year to date 20.66, and on Friday it did go up similar to the last stock quite significantly, so 6.29%. And this company right here, it looks like they design, develop, manufacture, and distribute purpose-built all-electric medium and heavy-duty urban vehicles in North America. So I'm kind of going to give profile updates on a lot of the stocks as well, just in case a lot of you aren't familiar with them. And even in my case, I don't know, especially that last company, the restaurant company, I did not know about that. But still, it's the data points. That's why they're on here. So short score is 96.53. Utilization is 93.62. For Friday, they did increase about 26.53 thousand shares, 18.43% of the free float is being shorted, and 8.21 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is around 42.83, and through the Interactive Broker, short availability does indicate that there is 50,000 shares available to be shorted. So once again, definitely a fairly good thing. Moving on to stock number 3, this one was on the previous list for last week, Sientra. And so over the last 1 year, it did go down almost about 71%, year to date 60%, and for Friday 4.53%. And since it being on my list last week, it has gone up 7.5%. Didn't squeeze though, but still 7.5 isn't all that bad. So this company, it looks like it says a medical aesthetics company, develops and sells medical aesthetics products in the US and internationally. So yeah, pretty good stuff overall. And once again, looking at some of the data points, utilization is 90.57, short score is 97.03, and doesn't really show any change, oddly enough, for Friday, but 14.98% of the free float's being shorted, 1.66 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost of borrow average is 67.11%, so still relatively high. And through the interactive brokers, it does indicate around 45,000 shares available to be shorted. And so far, of the 3 stocks I have covered, shorts are kind of overextending themselves. And this is why you've seen a lot of articles saying that over the last 2 weeks, shorts have lost billions in the market. So definitely by them being overextended, that could really help a squeeze. Stock number 2 though, Beyond Meat. So this one I've covered quite a lot. So ticker's BYND. So over the last 1 year, 47.14% in the red, year to date 38.85, and I guess over for Friday 3.84. I don't think anyone really doesn't know about Beyond Meat, but they do develop, manufacture, market, and sell plant-based meat products in the US and internationally. So this one was a very big squeeze stock back in the day. So 2021, nothing really fully developed. Actually, to be fully fair, I think it could have, you can classify this as having squeezed a little bit. So it did run from a good about 20 something percent or $25 to as high as 222, it looks like. So, and that was actually in 2019, not 2021. So my fault on that. So going data points, utilization is 100%, short score is 97.38. Based on this, actually, it does show it is still on the threshold list. And Beyond Meat has on and off been on this list for, I think, the good amount of about the last 4 instances. And each one of those times it has been on the threshold list. I'm not really sure of how long consecutively it's been on there, but it might be going for a record. That's kind of crazy. But on Friday, shorts did increase about 9.18 thousand shares. 44.87% of the free float is being shorted. 27.67 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost of borrow average is extremely high, so 372.15%, max being 435, and right now there's around 150,000 shares available to be shorted. So pretty interesting. And stock number 1 is SIRI. So this one was number 1 last week. So ticker is SIRI. Over the last 1 year, down 23%, year to date 15%, and from Friday 4.27. And in case you do not know, it looks like it's an audio entertainment company, operates audio business including subscription entertainment services in the US, and obviously does a lot of other things along those lines. But still, moving on, so utilization is 91.77, short score is 98.88%. Based on Friday, shorts did return 1.29 million shares. So like I said, that's kind of bullish. The fact that they are returning on a green day shows that they feel it's justified. But 28.07% of the free float is being shorted, 174.4 million shares overall are being shorted, 20,000 shares available to be shorted through the interactive brokers, and cost of borrow average is 70.14%. So this is stock number 1. So what's your thoughts on the top 5? What do you think has a likelihood of a squeeze, or if one hasn't been listed, what's your viewpoint on that? And then, like I mentioned at the very beginning, my +1 is this company right here. So Pure Cycle Technologies, ticker's PCT. Over the last 1 year, down 25%, year to date 26% in the red, and for Friday up 14.6%. And this is kind of the breakdown of what they do. So it says the company holds a license for restoring waste PP into ultra pure recycled resin. So I'm not really familiar with this sector by any means. I don't think I've really invested in anything like that, but yeah, kind of interesting. Going over some of the data points though, utilization is 93.05%, short score is 87.41, so not necessarily the highest, of course. But as you can kind of see right here, shorts did increase about 7.37 thousand shares, 44.5% of the free floats being shorted, and 39.42 million shares overall being shorted. Cost to borrow average is relatively okay, so 16.83%, and around 150,000 shares available to be shorted. So even though right now the short interest is about 44 or 45%, the percentage free float on loan is around 46%. So when it comes down to this company, there's a very clear indication that there is a lot of naked shorting that is happening. So this stock in among itself, especially with a lot of positive data points coming out this week, could have a very strong likelihood of a squeeze. So let me know your thoughts on the, like I said, the 5+1. Is there any others that you feel could have a squeeze, or do you think that GameStop is potentially going to have a epic squeeze? What's your viewpoint? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. One final thing I just wanted to share with you, take advantage of this promo. This is one of the best promos on the market. So sign up for an account with MULN MULN, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So that in among itself is a complete no-brainer. So take advantage of that. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, I appreciate all of you watching.